Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Track Stars Racing Series Bathurst 1000, sponsored by TrackSpotTV. It is great to be back. Second time in one day. You get even more action on track because it's time for our top 6 qualifying. But first, go and check out www.trackspot.tv for all your broadcasting and commentary needs. If you want to join the team, get involved in a professional broadcasting and commentary company, then please head on over to www.trackspot.tv. Get involved. We are bringing you all the action today. It'll be myself, George Cook, and Andrew Scott bringing you today's action for the top 6. We're really excited about this one. It's going to be good. We've had our qualifying session earlier in the day for 30 minutes around Bathurst, seeing the Lexuses and the Nissans take to the track, the legendary mountain itself, and putting in some incredible lap times. We did manage to see that miraculous 46, which was oh so exciting to see. We'll take you through the qualifying standings as they were after that qualifying session in a few moments' time. But first, let's talk a little bit about the top 6 shootout. This is how it's going to work. So, drivers will head out for a single shootout lap, one at a time. They're going to do their out lap, and we're going to be interviewing the drivers as they complete their lap, and another driver is on their out lap. So, one at a time on track. They're going to go and set that hot lap directly after their out lap, and then they're going to lay down their time. 1 lap per driver. So, the admins will record their times, and that'll be that. This is how the top 6 is going to go. It's going to be really, really quick. It's going to be really, really exciting. So make sure you have a nice drink ready to go, because we're going to have some great action here in the lead up to tomorrow's race. Race info on your screens right now. Tomorrow is starting at 12 p.m. AEDT. That's 2 p.m. NZT. And we'll be getting a 1,000-kilometer trip around Bathurst in 4 stints, a 24-lap stint, a 44-lap stint, a 32-lap stint, and then, of course, the final one, a 61-lap stint, where the drivers will be interchanging between the driver's seats for their respective teams. It's going to be a good one. Joining me in the commentary box for this one is going to be Andrew Scott. Andrew, you saw the Lexuses and the Nissans out there in qualifying, and you saw what we had in terms of some really excellent lap times. Your predictions, what do you think is going to happen today?
Yeah, I'm really excited, George. Can a Lexus get up there? I think the favourites might be the GTRs around this track here at Bathurst at the moment, but can a Lexus get up there? I don't know how many of them have we got there in the top 6, George, but I think there's every chance they could.
Yeah, let's have a look at that, because that is a good question. As I understand it, we have Lemon, who is in the RCF GT500, and we have AGT K-Dot. So those are, and Smithy. No, yes, Smithy as well. So we actually have 3 Lexuses and 3 Nissans, Ando.
Yeah, there you go. There's the parity right there. 3 of each. So the Lexi could get up there. You never know, George. That's the collective, well, not the collective, the plural of Lexus is Lexi, I believe. Let's use that today.
We're going to coin that one today. We'll have to figure out what the collective for Nissan, or is it Nissans? I guess you could say that, but that sounds a bit boring to me. Let us know in chat. What do you think? Lexi and Nissans, or Lexi and I don't know what else? I have to have a think about that one. Either way, welcome in. Godzillas, that might be it, actually. That's a very good one, actually. So Lexis and Godzillas out on the track, 3 and 3 apiece. Going to be a good one. Welcome into chat. We've got George Smith, LJ Samworth, Nicholas, Porsche, Isaac's in here as well. Keith is in the chat as well. Welcome in, of course, to the TrackSpotTV YouTube channel and the Track Stars Racing Series YouTube channel. Great to have you all in here. We're going to be going out on qualifying in a few moments' time, because we're a couple of minutes away. Let us know your predictions. Who do you think is going to get that pole position? Here are your qualifying results. They're not going to come up on screen, but I'll read them out to you. We had Andrew Lee on top with a 146.6. He was 0.4 of a second clear of Captain Muffin, who put his GTR Nismo right there on the 2nd position. Then it was Lemon in 3rd place, Prying Stinray in 4th position, AGT K-Dot in 5th, and George Smith in the 6th position. That's your top 6. Going to be shooting it out today to see who gets it. Just missing out, Nick Pautasso, Ian Ward, Les Samworth, Xavier Stewart, I think it is, or ex-Stewart, Delitz missed out, Bazza missed out, and OGR Toolshed missed out. A few names here, Anna. Again, we were surprised not by the top of the grid, but certainly by those who missed out on the top 6.
Yeah, some familiar names there, but most of them to me are the ones that missed out. So a lot of fresh faces here, which is great to see, and some really impressive times there. And you know what, George? It's all going to be about risking the biscuit with this. It's one lap to lay down a time, and it's going to be who's the bravest, who's going to risk it. And it's all up for grabs here. It's not a lay down result by any means. Anyone could get this. Anyone could produce a lap of the gods at any point in time. So this is going to be very exciting to see.
Certainly will be. Let's head out on track because it's time for the top 6 shootout. We'll see you over there on track. Well, here we are at the top 6 shootout. Track Stars Racing Series touring cars, of course, and the Group 2 vehicles we're in today. First man out on track, and it is, of course, George Smith. So the drivers go out there in reverse order of the top 6 from the qualifying results. That's going to be George Smith, then K-Dot, then Prying Stingray, then Lemon, then Captain Muffin, and finally it will be Andrew Lee. Can he set another 46? Or will we see another person get into the 46? It's very difficult when you end up on a single lap. The pressure is high, the nerves are going, the sweat is dripping down your forehead. And of course, you've got that one out lap to do. So you've got a little bit of time for prep, Ando, but it doesn't take anything away from the pressure.
No, absolutely not. I think these guys are going to have to back it off just a smidge to make sure they bank something decent. So I'm predicting that maybe a 47 flat or even just a high 46 might be good enough for pole in this session. So let's see who can warm up their tyres, who can get their car and tyres in just the right state to bank a really, really good time as we see Smithy here start his hot lap.
Here we go for ART Motorsport. And it is George Smith going to be the first man out on track. Let's see how he handles the first part of this critical corner here. You've got Hell Corner, very difficult to get right, very, very important for the entire lap. So right at the beginning, you're on the back foot if you've made a mistake through there. It looked relatively clean for him, though, as we go on board. Up Mountain Straight we go, and into the first serious part of the mountain, Ando. This is where things get really fun.
Yeah, he tips it into Griffin's Bend there perfectly. Gets in the groove there at the apex, back on throttle nice and early. Into the cutting we go, and this is a pretty heavy braking event. Very crucial corner here. Needs to get back on the throttle now. He does so, and now he's completely flat, would you believe, folks, all the way through to the skyline and the dipper into the cutting, into the S's. So completely flat through here, through McPhillamy, not lifting whatsoever. If you do have to lift there, it's basically goodbye to your lap. He tips it into the S's there, through the cutting nicely, back on the throttle, and he's out of shape, George! Lap's over!
That is it. That is going to absolutely ruin his qualifying time, and it's a disaster. Initially, it just got a little bit loose on the rear there as he went through the dipper. The rear end didn't want to have any of it, and of course, once these cars lose that underfloor grip, that is absolutely it. And George Smith is going to be absolutely fuming in the helmet right now. That is not the lap that he was looking for. He was a little skeptical, Ando, on his potential today, but that has really gone and put a bit of a mute on his day.
Yeah, he's lost the best part of a second there. And has he picked up damage, George? We don't know, but basically that's his lap done. I think he's basically, he's got damage there, so he's just going through the motions now. And barring some other disaster from someone else, that's going to only be good enough for 6th place tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. 151, of course, miles off the pace that we saw earlier on. And I think that there is a little indication of the frustration that he is probably feeling today. I think if I just look at the results here, no one was beyond a 150. So you can see how much time he's lost as a result of that. 3 seconds is essentially what he's lost. And yeah, Smithy for ART. That is absolutely gutting. He had a chance for 5th or 4th here today, as that grid was super, super close between them. I mean, we're talking 0.3 of a second between P2 to P6 in the qualifying session. And unfortunately for him, that has not gone the way it is. But we're going to have the next driver jump in. But first, we're going to actually have an interview. We're going to have interviews all the way throughout this qualifying session for the top 6. And George Smith does join us now in the commentary box. George, can you hear us? And can we hear you?
I can indeed, and what a disappointing lap from myself. I got a bit loose on a few of the corners and trying to be too sensitive through the corners, and unfortunately that paid dividends, and the lap time was absolutely shocking. But still happy to be in the top 6 nonetheless, but very disappointed with that result.
Yeah, I mean, 151.5, if that had been in the main qualifying, you wouldn't have been in the top 6. Luckily, it doesn't matter too much what happens.
No.
If you're expecting P6. Give us a little perspective. What are you thinking in terms of the race? Top 6, still a great place to start.
Well, yeah, indeed. And having Darren McSweeney in starting the first stint for us in ART is going to be great. But nonetheless, I wanted to get him higher up on the grid. I had the pace to do that. Unfortunately, as we all know, when you get to a top 6 shootout, it's make or break, right? So
yeah.
Unfortunately, I struggled with that lap, and the pressure got to me, I'll be honest. So
very, very tricky conditions to go out and qualify in. But anyway, I have to congratulate you on P6. Good luck for tomorrow. I'm sure we'll talk to you at some point soon. For now, thanks for jumping in and having a chat with us.
No, I appreciate it, and appreciate you guys doing the work, and good luck to the other guys in the top 6 shootout. Cheers.
Thanks very much. George Smith for ART Motorsport, ladies and gentlemen. Big congratulations and commiserations to him as well. He had the potential, I think, to go a little bit higher. Now we shift our focus. It is, of course, Chill Blades, K Mifsud. I'm going to get that wrong so many times. Mifsud. So it is Chill Blades. That's what we're going to call him for PH Esports. And he comes around the line, and this is going to be the start of his hot lap. So let's go on board and see what this man can do out on track. Qualified P5, of course, and it's a nice run through Hell Corner. Beautifully taking the apex there, getting the power down very nicely. It's going to give him a really, really good run on the way up into the first part of the hill. Over the crest we go, and underneath the barrier, it is already up on George Smith's times. The purple sectors are ready as we head into Griffin's Bend.
And there he goes. Grabs 4th early there out of Griffin's. Actually uses all the track on exit into the cutting. This is a good lap here. Looks like his tyres are nice and warm. Did you see how much work he was doing, George, in his outlap to get those tyres up to temperature? As he runs through Reed Park here now, and he's absolutely flat to the floor, wringing the neck out of this car, absolutely revving the daylights out of it, not lifting whatsoever. Through McPhillamy now, absolutely flat in 6th. Unbelievable here. Tips it into Skyline. Off the brake, on the brake, heavy braking now into the dipper. Lets it out now. Good exit there onto the little run down to Forest Elbow. Now, can he get this right? Tuck it in there, son. Get on the apex. Open up the exit. Onto the throttle again. This looks like a good lap, George. He could be on for a good one here.
Here we go down the final part of the back straight, and yes, agreed, it does look like this could be a good lap. It'll certainly be in the 40s, that is for sure. The second Lexus that we're seeing coming out on the grid here today, PH Esports, right behind this man, Mifsud, Chill Blades, and he's got fans in the chat. We can see your comments coming on through. There we go, through into the chase, and that's a good run through there. Hit the braking zone beautifully. Murray's Bend to go. 1 to go, hits the brakes at the 50 marker, gets it turned in nicely, slightly missed on the apex. Oh, he's absolutely messed up the end of the lap. Oh no! Chill Blades gives it way too much of the loud pedal, and he is sent it into the barrier. This is going to be a worse time than Smithy. So this is going to be a 57. Yes, it is. A 57 for Chill Blades. He's made a complete mess of that after what was an absolutely bonkers lap where he was putting everything into it, and so much warm-up, so much time entered into that. So he's going to be below Smithy.
Yeah, see, this is the problem, George. I don't think the medium tyres are up to temp. No matter what they do on their out lap, they still have to baby it a little bit on their hot lap. So I don't think, maybe 46s aren't on the card here, but banking a solid low 47 might be all that's needed to get pole here today.
It might well be. This is so difficult. We're going to have Chillblade jump in a chat with us, and here he is. K-Dot, hopefully you can hear us and we can hear you. Welcome into the commentary box.
Oh, cheers, man. It was a pretty clean lap. I was trying to be pretty conservative, and yeah, just made a meal of it in the last corner there.
Mate, massive commiserations. It was actually a beautiful lap. We were commenting on it, and it was looking absolutely super clean. I can't believe it. The last corner, really, really unlucky, mate. So massive commiserations, of course, on that. But look, it's still top 6. You're still in there. How you take this over into the race tomorrow?
Yeah, it's a long race, and I'll be starting the first 2 stints, I'm pretty sure, and see if we can make up a couple of positions and hopefully not lose any, and I'll hand it over to Arnie to see out the rest of the race.
Great. Tell us a little bit about this Lexus, because we had a 3-3 split, 3 Lexuses, 3 Nissans. The Lexus, why did you choose it? What do you like about it?
To be honest, I'm a fill-in driver. I'm pretty new to the whole Group 2 thing. This is only my 2nd race. First one being at Watkins Glen last week. Still new to the Group 2 cars. I'm used to the Group 3, so yeah, it's all new to me, and I'm pretty happy with where I am at the moment, to be honest. The Lexus feels fine.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to give you to Ando, because I'm pretty sure he's got a question for you.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, K-Dot, unlucky there, mate. Your lap looked really good for the most part, obviously. Do you think your tyres are up to temp? Like, tell me, what do you think? You did a lot of work there on the outlap to get them warm. Do you think they were still maybe not quite up to temp in Murray's there?
Yeah, well, look, I felt it sort of through coming out the cutting onto Reed Park. I had to lift there, coming into Griffins, and I could feel the back sliding a little bit. Was hoping to get the rears up to temperature, sort of through the chase and stuff. And yeah, maybe the rears weren't where they needed to be. The fronts felt good. I just felt the rear slipping out on me a little bit more than I would have liked. So yeah, maybe the key is getting a bit of rear grip. Yeah, getting the temperature into the rear tyres a bit.
Indeed. Totally. Right, I have to interrupt because we've got our next hot lap. Thank you so much for jumping into the commentary box, K-Dot. Really appreciate it, and good luck for the race. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be Prying Stingray. He is the next one out on track, and of course this man was super, super quick. On the qualifying, he had a lot of potential in there. Let's see what he's able to do, and through hell, it did look quick already. So Smith for FR Racing, full-time driver there in the number 78, and he's purple already as we head into the bend. Let's see how he goes through here and up the hill.
Yeah, he lets it out in third there, unlike our previous driver who short-shifted. So this looks pretty hot. He's up on the best time, Smithy's time. Doesn't quite make the apex there at the cutting. Somewhat compromised, but he's back on throttle now, full flat to the floor. He's avoiding those curves like we talked about in quali. That's the quickest way to drive these cars. Absolutely flat there, comes up to Reed Park. This is critical. Can he keep it flat through here? Obviously he does. Tips it in now to Skyline, and he's up significantly. This looks like a good lap, George. He gets a little bit squirrely. Is that a penalty at the dipper? No, it's not. He's doing well. A little bit scrappy, but he keeps it flat to the floor. Exits Forest, and he's looking like he's on a good one.
Whoa, that was a wild run over the mountain, and I tell you what, Prying Stingray is going to be prying open the qualifying grid in a few moments' time, because he's almost certainly going to be sending this one to a very high time. Yeah, 2.8 seconds, in fact, up. No surprise there, because the fastest lap we have so far on the track is a 1:51. Nicely done into the braking zone, but on exit, a little bit squiggly on the rear end. Try to put the power down, and using those lower gears as well. Gear 2 on exit of Forest Elbow. Last corner, Murray's Bend. What is it going to be? He keeps it together. We're going to see a valid lap here for the first time in qualifying. It's a 47.8, and Prying Stingray goes to P1 for his lap. Well done. We actually saw someone come across the line without a mistake, which is great news for qualifying, and that was a fantastic lap by him.
Yeah, I think he'll be happy with that. He got the whole last sector pretty good there. That chase section down into Hell Corner to finish the lap was pretty darn good, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was very, very nice. And, of course, that is going to be our benchmark time, ladies and gentlemen. So update your predictions. We had someone in the chat actually say Smithy on pole. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Let's have a chat to the man who's just set the pole qualifying lap in the top 6. It is Prying Stingray. Prying, welcome in to chat, my friend. That was a good lap, and for the first time in top 6, we actually have a valid lap all the way through.
Yeah, I've been watching all these people bin it, and I've been scared out of my mind to not do it. And I nearly did it down the hill. I think there was one point during the left-hander that I nearly ate the wall at, I think, max 16. So that would have been a very fun way to lose a lap.
Yeah, you would have done the traditional ping pong off the wall down the hill and end up at Forest Elbow in a wreck. So luckily that didn't happen for you. You, of course, were the first GTR Nissan out on track today. How's that car feeling overall?
It's feeling all right. It is extremely temperamental, though. You'll notice, especially when Andrew actually gets out on the track, you're probably a gear up, either a gear or 2 gears up on what you'd expect, because otherwise the thing will just kill you on turbo.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to give you to Ando for a quick question, and then we'll jump back.
Right.
Yeah, mate, good lap. Congratulations. It looks like you were wringing its neck across the top there, but it looked a little bit untidy. Do you think it cost you a bit of time there, that section across the top of the mount?
Yeah, I think at most it cost me a 1/10.5. It's just, unfortunately, down the hill, I just can't keep it as well as most other people can. So
Yeah, fair enough.
but
You mean
apart from
after
that,
the dipper and before Forest? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That's-
exit of the dipper is critical, isn't it?
Yeah, you sit there and you lose probably 700s down the straight if you just absolutely murk the exit.
Yeah,
Right,
nice
well-
lap anyway, though. You're sitting pretty for now.
Thank you.
Indeed. Big congratulations, Smith. Well done, mate. And we'll see you for tomorrow. Good luck for tomorrow as well.
Thank you.
All right, here's the next competitor on our grid, and it's the young man, Lemons. And he has been super impressive. We heard, actually, that he has recently switched from controller to wheel, and I tell you, it's showing. He had so much pace and a good run now through Hell Corner to begin his lap. Halas is his last name, and he, of course, is driving for ART as well. The only other Lexus on the grid. So the last time we'll see a Lexus. In, through, and up the hill we go. Let's do it.
And then he short shifts to get into 4th there. He's carrying massive speed at the apexes here, George. He was in 3rd out of Hell's Corner there to start the lap. And now he gets the cutting just right. That looks sexy to me. He's back on the throttle nice and early. This could be another purple sector here. Absolutely using all the track there. Tips it through Reed Park. Nicely into 6. Absolutely flat here through McPhillamy. And he's absolutely wringing the neck out of this car. Brakes late into Skyline, and he's up 700s. Here we go now through the dipper. That's a bit cleaner. Back on the throttle there in 3rd. Absolutely full send here, George.
Massive full send and in through Forest Elbow. There we go. A little bit of a touch of the barrier on the outside, though, unfortunately for him. So that will cost him a little bit of time in this, and he's got a 147.8 to match. He's been purple in Sector 1, purple in Sector 2. Can Lemon put ART on top? He is purple by 86 hundredths of a second. Critical braking zone coming up here at the 100 board. He slams on the brakes, get the car turned in. He's missed the apex by about 1.5 miles, though, so that's not going to be good for the young man. Let's see if he's able to keep and maintain that 0.086 lead. Into the final corner we go. Hits the apex nicely. Does he get the power down? Yes, he does. This might be good enough for pole position. Let's see. No, it's not. Yes, it is. By 76 hundredths of a second, it is Lemons and ART on top in the Lexus.
Woo! Wow, this is close, mate. This is real close. And the times aren't that quick, are they? They're obviously struggling with cold mediums here, but the time's so close. They're all risking the biscuit here, mate. They are really going full send.
It is great to see, honestly. It is fantastic to see. This is exactly what we like to see in a top 6 shootout here for the Bathurst 1000. We only have 2 cars left to go on our grid, and we'll get Lemons in for an interview in a few moments' time. The next one out, if I go and check my standings here, will be Captain Muffin. So Aidan Holton will be out on track in a few moments' time to begin his outlap. Fantastic stuff. George Smith, very happy in chat, as is Distinct Caleb. So got a few fans there for this man. I'm sure we'll be quite happy to hear from him in a moment's time. Here he is. Mr. Lemons, welcome in, mate.
Yep.
Fantastic lap. Congratulations. You're currently on pole position.
Thank you. I don't feel that'll last for long, but I really hope it does.
Indeed. Well, of course, with Distinct Andrew out on track shortly, we'll see what happens. Captain Muffin, of course, no one to scoff at as well. Tell us about that lap. It was super, super clean, and that Lexus seems to be handling really well in your hands.
Yeah, I do like the Lexus. It does feel really good, and with that lap, I decided to leave a little bit of margin here and there so I don't, crash into a wall because, well, first, was it to start first you have to finish or something like that?
That's exactly right. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that, and I'll hand it to Ando for a very quick question. The curbs here, we've seen a lot of people trying to avoid them as much as possible. Is it risk aversion, or is it actually speed?
Honestly, I'm not even sure. I prefer to use the curbs just a little bit, but that's just because I'm used to driving GR3. I don't have much experience in these cars, so I'm still figuring out what's best for what.
Cool, excellent stuff. Ando, one very quick question before we get to Captain Muffin's lap.
Yeah, mate, great lap. Congratulations. You're currently sitting on top, but I feel that maybe you gave a little bit bat there at Forest. Talk to us about that. I think you might have brushed the wall there and you grabbed third. You short shifted into third. Is that your normal way to attack that corner?
Normally, yes. I can't quite do second through there. I've been struggling with a bit of traction, but I think that might be a little bit of a skill issue because I'm still working out the throttle through there. It's probably my least favorite corner in the entire track. So yeah, I just usually ping it through third and sort of try and hold it, but it wasn't great.
Big congratulations, Lemon. Thank you so much for jumping into to have a chat with us, and good luck for tomorrow. We'll see what happens in the rest of the top 6. All right, here we go. It is time for Aidan Holton's lap, and it is CP Motorsports, so keep an eye on this one. This man is super, super quick, as we all know, and up through the mountain straight we go. Decent run through Hell Corner. Let's see how he goes into Griffin's Bend. He's very wide of the apex there, Ando.
Yeah, but he was still in the little groove there where the camber helps you, so I think it didn't hurt him too much. He dips it into the cutting now, basically gets the apex there, back on the throttle nice and early. I think this lap's looking pretty good, but the timing marker coming up will tell. Basically, flat to the floor here like everyone else. Absolutely pinning it. A little bit scrappy there with his lines, but not lifting. Never lift, George. And he goes to the skyline here. Braking nice and late. Into the cutting. Can he get back on the throttle? Yes, he does. This could be a good sector time. This could be a pole effort here.
Oh, let's see. Does get a decent run. Oh, a little rear end step out on Forest Elbow, as we heard from Lemons a moment ago. It is so tricky to handle the rear end, especially on a downhill off-camber section like Forest Elbow. Still a good run. Let's see what the split time is. We haven't seen it come up there because we've had a small reset of the practice lobby timing tower, so we're not going to know until we get across the line. Into the chase we go. Good line through there. Gets on the power beautifully. This is going to be a fantastic lap, but can he beat a 147.797? That's the benchmark right now that Lemons has put down. Last quarter to go. Aidan Holton, what's it going to be?
That looks good. That looks good to me.
Very good. Oh, it's not as good as we thought. It's not good enough for second place where he qualified in qualifying. It will be second behind Lemons. That lap by Lemons looking better and better by the moment.
Yeah, that last sector again looked really good, but I think he gave it all away at the top of the mountain there. And Lemon's time is holding out here. Only one driver to go. It could be one of the new guys on pole here today, George.
Wow, this is incredible. We welcome in Aidan Holton into the commentary box. Aidan, congratulations on the lap, but it wasn't quite as good as we were thinking it was.
Yeah, no, shootouts haven't been my specialty. The whole one lap thing, I can never really get hooked up right. But I thought, but no matter what, guaranteed top 6, so I'll just do a 90% lap if I have to and just get the car around cleanly, and then, points around tomorrow, not today. So still I'm happy with that lap, not too bad. Definitely one of the best first flies I've done, that's for sure.
Yep, I like the philosophy there. You've got a 1,000-kilometer race ahead of you, and wherever you qualify within a top 6, preferably not at the bottom of top 6. But no way that's going to happen with the unfortunate laps that have happened previously for this. But tell us a little bit about what's in your mind for that next race.
Well, for the most part, it's just really putting in the best possible stints we can as a team here at CP. Just trying to get the cars clean as possible, minimise the damage, time loss, anything like that. We've got a few sort of strategies and different stints of what to do, but for the most part, it's just keeping it clean and keeping it sensible. That's priority number one.
Yeah, that's going to be the priority. And, of course, your teammates, Matt McCullum and Nathan Hutton, feeling comfortable in the three-man team?
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm feeling really good. 2 very quick blokes alongside me to carry me along the way, so I'm keen to see what we can do tomorrow and hopefully put this number 23 rocket ship on the podium tomorrow, if not better.
That would be absolutely fantastic. Which stint are you doing? Or which stints?
I'm looking like stint 2 and possibly stint 3, but yet to be determined on that one.
Yep, you certainly do. Excellent, thank you. I will hand you to Ando for a couple of questions before we head out.
Sure.
Hey, Muffin, how you going, mate? We've
Oh,
swapped paint a fair bit
sensational.
over the years, haven't we? So good to see you
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, always lovely to hear your voice again, mate. You know, I still remember a couple of years ago you and I were doing this race, you know, getting a nice, not comfortable, but fun P3 in the old Lexus, mate.
That's right, exactly. The good old days. But tell me, that lap there with the mediums that aren't quite up to temperature yet, you have to really be a little bit conservative, don't you? Especially in Sector 2. So you're giving a little bit of time back to the track there by being a little bit conservative. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, no, I'd say that's definitely true as far as I'm concerned. Like, yeah, even though just the way the car's set up is generally quite good to go from the moment you roll out the pit lane, it's just, it doesn't feel 100% like it's there compared to what it was back in qualifying a few hours ago. But overall, it wasn't too far off. But just that last little 1% it just wasn't there for the car, and just made it feel a little bit off compared to how it did before. But still, overall, it turned up quite nicely, and yeah, still gave me a decent lap.
Yeah, good one, mate. And as Andrew starts his lap here, what's the over-under, mate? Has he got a 46 in him? What is he?
Mate, if he doesn't, mate, I'll chop off my left nut.
Okay. Here
We
you
have that
go.
on stream, recorded in 4K. Thank you so much, Aidan Holton, mate. Thank you for coming into the commentary box for a chat. Good luck tomorrow. As we head now to Distinct Andrew, need we say more? Ladies and gentlemen, this man has been on pole in the previous session. He is one of the best drivers in Australia and New Zealand. We've been analysing his laps. We've been analysing his angles. Let's see what he can do out here for the other FR Racing team. He'll be side by side with Ridwan Hamza. Take us through it. It's already looking clean and fast.
Yeah, very clean and fast, George. He's somehow got his tyres to hook up for him, and he's just got traction everywhere on the track. For whatever reason, that smoothness that he has with his inputs really pays dividends. And he's just making time over everyone everywhere he goes here. He dips it in, and as we see, he's running a little bit wide at each apex. He's not touching the red and white curbs at all, and he's keeping the tyres in contact with the asphalt at all times, and that's helping him, I think. And he gets a nice clean exit out of Forest there, using all of the track. This is surely a purple lap here, George.
Oh, we shall see in a few moments' time. The time to beat Lemons in a 147.7. He's up by nearly 0.2 of a second already. Distinct Andrew going to be looking for that pole position for the number one car. Ridwan Hamza and himself going to be on pole position potentially. Let's see what happens through the chase. It's absolutely beautiful. It's clean, it's cool, it's calm, it's collected as we expect.
He's got to get this right.
Andrew. Oh, he's gone very deep though. He's very deep into Murray's Bend. Has that cost him? It's cost him massively. It's a 48 flat. Distinct Andrew not on pole position. And Aidan Holton will be chopping off his left. Well, I won't say it on stream, but he's been caught in 4K. He's made a promise. And there we go. He has not got pole position. He's missed it by nearly 0.2 of a second. Ladies and gentlemen, Distinct Andrew for FR Racing will be qualified in second position on the race start tomorrow. Ando, it all went wrong at Murray's Bend.
Yeah, not happy, Jan. I tell you what, this guy's going to be a little bit hot under the collar if we get to speak to him, because he had it there for the taking. He was all over it. It was just that final corner that brought him undone. He caught a little bit of the curb. Ironically, George, he caught a bit of curb at the apex of the final corner just after we've been saying all day that he's been avoiding those curbs.
Exactly right. Oh my goodness. Well, what a shake-up. We do have Distinct Andrew joining us in Discord. Welcome into the commentary box, Mr. Andrew, and commiserations. It was perfect. Everything was perfect to the last corner. What happened?
Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. It was a good lap. It was a little bit slower than I would have liked to start off with, but it was getting better and better. It was really good. Really nice down the mountain, and yeah, obviously a 10.5 up down Conrod. I don't know, just it just gripped a bit more in the front than what I was expecting, and bounced over the inside curb. I think it hooked it with the left rear, and that just caused it to bounce and kick the back of the car out, and yeah, pretty ugly, and probably did cost us pole. The chase wasn't the best, but I think we were still quick enough by that point. But yeah, bit of a stupid error, that one. But long way A long way to go tomorrow, obviously, with such a long race. So we'll give it a good go and see what we can do then.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the combination of yourself and Ridwan Hamza is going to be a powerhouse, as it always is here at Trackstars Enduro. So we're looking very much forward to seeing what you can do from 4th position on the grid. We did have Aidan Holton in here promising to cut off his left nut if you didn't get pole position. So the people with the tinfoil hats out there are going to be wondering if you maybe were listening to the interview.
No, I wasn't. I did have the stream playing, mind you, next to me, but I didn't have it turned up. So I could see what was going on, but I couldn't hear what was going on.
Excellent. Tell us about your mindset going into the race tomorrow. Now that qualifying's done, the pressure's off, you know where you're going to start. It's just about getting down to business, right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, obviously, not starting ideally where we would have liked, but obviously we got 161 laps in total tomorrow. Long race, obviously, plenty of things can happen, particularly with these cars. They're very, very tricky to drive and get a handle on. Obviously, I can't necessarily speak for the Lexus, but for the Nissan, it's quite a handful in a few corners, very difficult to get the traction down without it complaining and trying to fire you in the wall, but I think we've got a handle on it. So, yeah, as I said, obviously starting 4th, it's a long race. Just, we got to play it smart, make moves when the opportunity arises, obviously. There's not much point in trying to be a hero early on, see if we need to hold station for a little bit, that's what we'll do. But, yeah, obviously the goal is to be at the front and ultimately win the race again as we did last year, but we'll see what happens.
Indeed. I'll hand you to Ando. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit to ask you at least one question, so I'll hand it to him for a second.
Yeah, mate. G'day, Andrew. Well done, mate. Unlucky there on the last curb. But talking about curbs, we've watched your driving style all day, mate, and you tend to avoid them at all costs, especially those apex curbs. And I'm talking about turn 1, Griffins. Obviously, the last turn there as well is not good to touch. Is that your mantra? Is that what you try to do when you're driving? You try to stay just that little bit away from each apex curb?
It is. It's a little bit of a specialty I've found with this car in particular. Obviously, different cars, different categories, they all behave differently. They've got different characteristics in terms of their behaviour. But this GTR in particular, it gets unsettled quite a lot on a lot of the curbs. Obviously, as you saw with the final corner and turn 1 is another prime example. Obviously, leaning off them a little bit as well over the top of the mountain. If anything, that's probably more just personal preference, just trying to shorten the lineup any fraction. I really don't think it actually makes a world of difference at all, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, maybe some people do and some people don't, but yeah, when it comes to back down at the bottom of the racetrack, as I unfortunately demonstrated, you want to stay away from them because they're not very good.
Yeah, there's definitely some curbs that you do not want to touch at any cost, and I'd say Griffins is probably another one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Andrew, thank you so much for jumping into the commentary box. We were expecting to be interviewing you for pole. It'll be 4th, but as you said, long race ahead. So good luck for tomorrow. We hope to see you back in the commentary box at some point. Thank you for jumping in, for having a chat with us.
No worries, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Whoa, crikey. Right, well, we'll join you in a few moments' time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll jump back to our chatting screen and get some music going to help us cool down from what was a very spicy qualifying top 6 shootout. Right, here we are. So, Ando, where do we begin with that? I mean, we had two drivers make large mistakes in their lap. We had Halas, Lemons on pole. Smith missed out by almost nothing, and then we thought, right, well, it's Lee's up by by two tenths of a second. It's going to be all over. And then at the last moment, he's gone and put himself into 4th position. We couldn't have hoped for more in the top 6, but I think a lot of drivers were hoping for a bit more in terms of their lap time.
Yeah, I think that was a great equaliser there, that one-lap shootout format, meaning that you've got tyres that aren't quite up to temperature yet. And as we saw, some guys were on top of it and some guys weren't. And it was a real risk-reward type session where if you were willing to risk it and keep it clean, you were going to reap the reward. So we've had a bit of a shake-up here from quali to the actually race start positions, haven't we?
We certainly have. So this is how it all pans out after our top 6 shootout. It is going to be Halas. So Lemons puts it on pole for ART Motorsport. What an absolutely brilliant lap that turned out to be. And then, of course, it is going to be L. Smith. So that is prying Stingray for the number 78 car, FR Racing on 2nd position. Then it's Aidan Holton, who brought the CP Motorsports car right into contention, but only 3rd position in the number 44 car for him at the start of tomorrow's race. Then Andrew leads, the surprise shock. It's a 48 flat, so he can take that away. 3 zeros at the end of that 48, but a 48, not what we were expecting to see. So the number 1 car does not start on number 1. It starts in 4th position. They've got a lot of work to do. Then, of course, it is George Smith, who had a pretty poor lap. He was not a happy chappy after that, but he was expecting 6th position. He didn't get it. He got 5th instead because we had Miss Sud, who made that huge mistake, Chillblades, with the biggest mistake out of the lot of them on the final corner as well. And he sent it into the barrier and got a 57 out on track. So he will, of course, start in 6th position for PH Esports. So that is how things line up for tomorrow's race. Remember to tune in, of course. The race begins at 12 p.m. AEDT. We'll be going live about 10 or 15 minutes before then. Make sure you tune in to the TrackSpotTV YouTube and, of course, the Trackstars Racing Series YouTube. Get followed, get liked, get surprised. Support our primary sponsor, TrackSpotTV, by jumping over to their YouTube channel and giving them a like and a subscribe. That is much appreciated. And of course, it's been myself, George Cook, and Andrew Scott bringing you today's coverage of the top 6. Andrew was so looking forward to tomorrow's race. Give us a prediction. I know you're not able to make it tomorrow, but give us a prediction. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, look, I'd love to be there watching it and commentating with you, George, but I'll be in a different kind of simulator tomorrow, unfortunately, and working for the man. So I won't be there to watch it live. I might make it for some of it at the end there, but I think, look, you can't go past that star lineup of Ridwan and Andrew Lee, Distinct Andrew. Those guys are going to be hard to beat, even from 4th position on the grid. FR Racing looking to defend their title. I think it was a mash-up team there last year. It's FR Racing that won it. And once again, Ridwan's put together an absolute cracking lineup for tomorrow's race. I think they're still the favourites for my money.
I think so. And again, thank you for jumping into the co-commentary box here today for TrackSpot TV at the Bathurst 1000. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be our stream today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We really appreciate all the support, the questions, the comments, the encouragements in chat. It is much, much appreciated. My name's George Cook. I'm here on behalf of TrackSpot TV alongside Andrew Scott. We'll see you tomorrow for the race at 12 p.m. AEDT. That's 2 p.m. NZT. Get the notification bell clicked for the TrackSpot TV YouTube and Trackstars TV YouTube. It is going to be a good one. We'll see you there for the Bathurst 1000. And until then, stay safe and take care. Bye-bye.